cost. We need to talk about this because this is insane.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I've just started the process of my former medical aid because I changed to go to the Medical Schemes Council and be like, guys, I need you to check the accountability of this because there's no way that I can be paying this much for medication and still be on medical aid and just be expected to find my way through.
No.
Like it was thousands.
I mean, it's crazy enough that medical aid for just two of us, my daughter and I, is over $6,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that's now $6,000. Okay, luckily my daughter is a healthy person, right?
Yeah.
The savings are gone by March, April. I mean, okay, let's say they last you till June, and then winter comes around and you all have a flu, and then But the cost of medication,
I think people don't understand.
Wow. How the medical aid will fight you to put stuff on chronic. They know it's a chronic issue. It's not like they don't know, but it's just like, nah, we don't pay for this one, we pay for that one. I'm like, this is what the psychiatrist gave me. I don't want to have an argument with you about which one can I just get help? I'm paying you $6,000 a month.
No. My favorite part though is having to have this fight because it's not like these are designer drugs and we're like, hey psychiatrist, I would like you to give me this and that and with a little bit of this.
No.
It's not like you're not sitting there and choosing medication. The psychiatrist is making a cocktail and they're saying this is the chronic medication. And the medical aid is happy to acknowledge that it's chronic medication. They're just not gonna pay for it.
And the thing is, I've realized, because I've got a friend who's on that like premium one.
They don't pay for any of it.
No, they do, but I feel like who can afford it? Unless your company is putting you on that, who can afford it? Who can afford that thing? The 1%.
I'm sorry, but so I mean, I remember I had to shop, right? So, and this is and like that also, like getting hospitalized, that was such a big stress. Shout out to my sister for being project manager and making sure that, it was ready because it was the middle of the night, but she's calling medical aid to be like, will she be able to? Because there was a waiting period, which again, I'm contending with. But like, when I got sick, and I was charged like $2,000 for a session with my former psychiatrist, right? And she was just like, she told me, yeah, I can see you're having a tough time. Just go and leave and you'll be fine.
And then we have to talk about leave days and...
No, don't even get me started about where I'm at now. But so I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to take it and, do the leave thing. But I need sick leave and whatever. So now, come December, when I'm really stuck, luckily we'd already done the bipolars under my PMB. And as a result of that being under my PMB, it was covered. So they actually, they paid. But like the stress of, wow, I am here. I think I want to unalive myself. I don't know what to do. And I have to like hope and pray medical aid will cover me even though I'm paying for it because I'm on a weird waiting period is wild. And like, if let's say I'd gone to all of the therapy for that year, then they wouldn't have covered it because that 21 days is either going to be inpatient or outpatient. And that's how a lot of people's like therapy gets, handled is within the 21 days. But again, you wouldn't say this if I'd been in been in 2 car accidents
or diabetes or whatever. It doesn't get treated like a serious illness, and the problem is people die from that. People die from the fact that depression is not treated as a serious issue that must be addressed urgently. This is the point why we're having this conversation, why we have Black Girls Be Cray, is that there's so much on us to be the best version of ourselves.
Yeah,
we just want whoever is our partner in health to just be there with us.
Yeah.
And I almost was saying to somebody the other day, I wish there was a medical aid that specialized in psychiatric conditions.
100%.
Because I would pay a top-up fee. I would do it.
Yep.
just so that I have somebody who understands how this whole thing works, because you don't get treated like someone who's ill, and you say unalive yourself. But I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of really bad vibes to be going through for a very long time to get there. Yeah. And people are just like, oh well, no. It's literally the worst.
No, but I think like
I'm suffering.
I mean, like, so obviously now with this, when I had that medical aid and I was changing through and I was going through the process of looking at the others, you like checking things. One, very few people, the medication cocktail that I was on, no medical aid wanted to cover. So even if I'd gone like all the way up, I asked them and they were like, nah, we won't cover that. You'll still have to top up. Gap cover, people are always now trying to sell you gap cover, everything but mental health. It was also really interesting.
So you're saying that I shouldn't even, because they be calling me, girl, about gap cover.
Ask them.
I thought it would help with that. I thought gap cover might be my solution.
Ask them.
Oh, hell no.
Ask them. Tell me if they say yes, that's the one I'm going to go for. But truthfully, they like, no, gap covers for in-hospital costs. It's not for like, and like for doctors' costs, but it's not like for psychiatry or psychology. And you're like, what
psychiatrists aren't doctors?
Are they? Because other doctors get to tell the medical aid how long their patient needs to be in hospital for.
Not psychiatrists.
Not psychiatrists. Psychiatrists are told.
In a country like this where we're saying so many people are out of work and we've just come out of COVID and like, how do they expect us all to be okay? How is it an expectation? How is it that all hands are not on deck with mental health? Because also, like, this week I was thinking about it and I'm like, I don't even like the phrase mental health, because now that's also just like, I'm suffering from mental health. That is a misnomer.
Yeah.
You're not suffering from mental health.
What is, like mental, there must be something else here.
No, and I'm suffering with my mental health maybe, but like it's become this weird like catch-all phrase for discomfort and uncomfortable conversations. Oh, that's a mental health issue. No, girl. Like it's like, so also like I feel like we need to come up with better words and like better language around it, because like these things are serious and they are life and death. And it's not just some options, a thing that I like chose for myself and now I'm here suffering, So I think we even have to be better with like, because I think a lot of people don't want to say I have depression. They say I am suffering with my mental health.
But that's weird. Look, I mean, it would be great to engage with someone at some stage around the language of this thing and mental wellness and all of this stuff.
Mental fitness.
Like mental resilience. It's like a whole bunch of other language that could be used. But I do think like right now, mental health doesn't sound healthy to me.
No, it's extreme. And there's this huge like, people are afraid to talk about it. Like, even if you look at the people that respond to our podcast, and by the way, there's been such a huge response.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, because we recorded one episode and fought about a second episode and nothing happened. And it's been months. And still we bump into people who are like, when are we getting another episode? So like, that's shout out to you guys. And I think that's saying there's a need for honest conversation. But the people will be like, oh my God, you're so brave. And I'm like, it's so much stigma still. Like the stigma has not gone away. It is not getting any better. The stigma, we almost become the messy people. Like, look at those messy people who are busy talking about their mental health. What a mess, And it's just like, I can't wait for the day where we have this conversation in a way that's fair. Like in a way that's like transparent, and in a way that it's like, I have a condition that they can actually test me for biologically. I'm not here imagining things. I'm not weak. I'm not trying to end myself because I am privileged. I'm not desperately looking for attention, because I mean there's this whole other idea of, oh, it's just a call for help, or they're just pretending to be ill, or they're a drama queen, or all these people with bipolar are just using it as an excuse to be assholes, And the thing is,
I wonder when people say stuff like, I'm like, what about this looks like fun?
Nothing.
What about like? How unwell do you think I am that I would just do this for attention? Like, it's cost me money, cost me time. It's hard to deal with because I'm like not at 100, so I need to do extra things to just like survive. And I just do this for what? Pop and place.
Yeah, we are here right now because we just wanted a platform. When in reality, we're just trying to help other people in the same place as us to be like, you're not alone. And again, anybody who ends up in a situation where they want to end their own life, who comes upon this, we hope you will see that you're not alone and you're not a freak and you're not different and there's nothing wrong with you. It's just the world is a very strange place right now. And I mean, like the threat of World War III is everywhere right now. And I'm like, the people who don't need medication are stronger than me. The people who are not having nervous breakdowns and anxiety, y'all are stronger than me. And I'm like,
shout out.
Yo, I'm just not that. I'm not that. And I envy you guys so much. It's like the people who get to sleep through the night without medication. God's favorite. Okay? And the thin people, just because they're thin. God's favorite. Okay? God loves all of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just not one of you, you know?
But look, I think that what we are committed to, and I think especially what's been interesting about this podcast or this conversation, actually, more than anything, is just the commitment we have to making sure that there's space for us to have this chat, so that, you know, things with your daughter, if she ever, because we also understand, like, some of the shit is genetic. So I want that if at any stage in her life she feels a particular way and life is good, she has a cue, she has a reference, she can start there and be like, oh, okay.
This is where we are.
This is where we are, this is how I am, this is what I can do. Because there's no reason, like, we suffered through it. So there was stuff, obviously, like, the science around bipolar is around maybe, like, early 20s. I think it starts teenagers, especially, like, with the hormone changes.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember being depressed. You know what, I have this story that I remembered. I was at my grandparents' house and we got the matric results, and my mother, you had to go walk and buy the newspaper through Soweto. I'm walking through Soweto, good to get the newspaper. I passed really well and distinctions and whatever. And I just went into a full depression once I got my report. I got my report and my mother was like, she did a braai for me, and I wept the whole day. And this is the thing, like, why, you know, so there were so many moments now that I know where I'm connecting, and I'm like, that was a depressive episode.
But also the pressure of it all.
And Krugersdorp.
Yeah.
And I've been manic in my life.
Yeah, hundreds.
And you thought, oh, I was just having like a fun period. No, but when I think about it, I'm like, I was so unsafe so many times. So I think
we gotta talk about the unsafety and mania one of these days, because wow.
What is mania?
I think the original DSM-5 situation describes it as like a heightened state of being. The truth of it is, especially in our instance, there's like hypomania, mania. So it's basically, for me, mania is just like a heightened state of kind of like awareness, and when I am on 100.
Switched on.
Switched, and like even past 100 actually, like you know, the signs are there of just like hecticness. It's interesting because it can be very useful for certain things if you need to power through.
And that's why I'm saying that I feel like the fact that I never have the mania is so sad. Like, and when I do have the mania, then it lasts like a second. For me, mania is being so sure about everything that I have no fear. Whenever I've been manic, I've been so sure of myself and so sure of situations that I just like, it's being right.
No, I think that surety and being right is such a great example of it, because
yeah, you're getting in a strange man's car, but you know you're okay with that. It's hoe season.
Yes.
You know, the things you're telling yourself in your mind are just so irrational as well. But
it's hard for other people to kind of comprehend it, because on the outside you might see things that you're like, what's going on there? But the truth of it is, for you inside, it's like you're moving at 100.
You're speaking very fast.
But for you it feels completely normal.
Because you're in it.
Yeah. So mania is retrospective. That's one thing that I stand by. Mania is retrospective. You won't know it until it's gone, because when you are in it, it feels rational. You feel rational, and it feels like it makes sense, which is a problem, because coming back to it.
Yeah, mania is a difficult one, and maybe we can unpack a little bit more about that on our next podcast. But I guess today, guys, as we wrap up, let's talk about how we think we made it through.
Sure.
Let's talk about the things that we now know. I'll talk about how, you know, sharing the anguish and the pain with family members really helped. that we were going through it together really helped because I didn't feel alone. But also, like, I think the understanding again, which is my belief, that he has crossed over to the realm of the ancestors. Because I think I'd be more terrified if I was thinking, is he in heaven or is he in hell? You know, in my mind, I just know that he's moved on to a place where he is with family, he is accepted, he is loved. And that's what has kind of, once I got over the initial shock, immediately I knew that he's crossed over and he's fine. And I think that's kept me. But again, you know, there's so much going on with me. I'm working, I'm studying, I'm like, it's everywhere. But what I've realized in the last few weeks is that as long as I'm present for everything I'm doing, like if right now the podcast is happening and I'm present, if when I'm studying I'm present, if when I'm working I'm present, I could get through most things as long as I'm present in the moment here and I allow myself the full experience of everything I do. Instead of trying to like do 5,000 things at the same time. The thing that burns me out is when I'm on my phone while studying, while but if I'm present now, I can actually get through most things because my whole faculties are on that thing and I have everything I need to get through that thing. But my problem became when I was da 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 da. So now what I try and do is just make sure that at every step of the day, everything that I'm doing, create gaps first of all, but be present, be right here where I'm supposed to be. And then I give myself grace to cry. I gave myself grace to cry. I cried and wept and cried. And I think those are the three things. Those are the three things that I'm now learning, that I'm implementing, obviously therapy and medication. But yeah, that's how I think I got through this.
I mean, I think I just learned a lot from what you just said. So, but I have to agree about the ability to be present. I think I started occupational therapy for the first time. So it's different to normal psychotherapy because it's around your life and work and school and those kinds of things. And I think I can do like 2 or 3 things at a time maximum in a day. And I think that I am learning to be more kind to myself in acknowledging that I can do 2 or 3 things. I think that it's really unfair to expect yourself to do all of these things. It's not realistic and you're not going to win. I think I've learned that my bipolar, the mania side definitely powered me through certain things. So now I have to readjust and relearn to the calm person. My psychiatrist was like, so listen, I know you're going out now and you're back into the world. And I just want to warn you, being normal may feel boring.
Oh, yeah.
For someone
Oh,
with mania.
yeah. Especially when it's like, you're not drinking.
Yeah.
So when everybody else is going off at the party, you are just like,
But you get used to it. It depends on the party and it depends on you. Like if you are, you know, like what I would say though on the non-drinking side is this thing better be for you. If you're not gonna drink for other people, good luck. But this thing had better be for you.
Yeah.
And you better replace it with something. You can't just like stop drinking. It doesn't work like that. So I mean right now it's sugar, but
that'll pass.
You know, I'll get to the other side of it. But I also think that like I've learned a lot about environments and how much that means to me and what I need in terms of a healthy environment. I think that, you know, what other people need, that's cool. But I'm very clear about what I need and what I need to like, you know, be sustained and engaged with. So I think that's, you know, that's the thing. I think I'm still going through it because I feel like I'm learning a new version of myself. I think everything together, the ADHD, the bipolar, you know, and all of the like learning new skill sets, and the one that's kicking me the hardest is time because I've always been late, but I'm now also late and anxious. Then I get into my mind and I can't do stuff. So I think I'm still learning to give myself grace.
That's fine.
Still think I'm learning how to get used to all of this, but also, you know, just love on your family and your friends because they love on you because you can't do this alone.
And so this has been Black Girls Be Cray.
Yep.
The podcast that gives you honest accounts of our bipolar and how we are going to overcome and how we are still here.
And friend, we will be here.
No. You better believe we're gonna be here.
We will be here.
We're gonna be here. Our alter ego's gonna be here with us.
Yeah.
So again, our socials are all at Black Girls Be Cray. And we hope that this conversation gives you some kind of, resonance, and you walk out of it having learned something. And not feeling alone. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to everybody who's going through it right now, you are going to get through it. It doesn't last forever. We know this for a fact. It doesn't last forever. It never lasts forever. It lies to you and tells you that it's going to last forever, but that's a lie.
Good luck, Fred. You got this.